What about?
I'd like to lay a formal complaint about one of the officers.
Well, which one of us this time?
Officer Ferguson.
Who else? Now, come on, you didn't get very far last time.
This time it's different. This time I've got witnesses. Lots of them.
Where did you hear about this, Simpson?
Maxine Daniels told me.
Oh, well, I wouldn't say that was the most reliable source of information.
But Miss Ferguson admitted it. She told me she was having an affair with this woman who was killed in an accident. She thought that Maxine and her friends were involved, and she went berserk and bashed them. A couple of them were in hospital for weeks after, apparently.
Wait outside, Simpson. What do you think, Mrs. Powell?
Well, it doesn't surprise me. As you know, I have my doubts about Joan. But that bit about the woman's accidental death, that doesn't ring true. If anything, I'd be more inclined to think that the other women ganged up on her. And I do not believe that Joan Ferguson admitted to anything.
No, I agree. But if what you say is true, it could account for Simpson's obvious distress. Maybe she thinks she could suffer the same fate. I'll have to verify the story.
How are you going to do that? Joan's record's obviously clean. I doubt whether the department have a confidential file on her.
Well, even if they have, I doubt they'd let me see it. Mr. Douglas seems determined not to stir up a hornet's nest. No, I shall ring up the governor in Queensland myself and check it out. If it's true, we can't risk keeping her here.
Truth in it at all, Governor. And as for my confessing to her, I've never heard anything so ridiculous. I know my job better than to have heart-to-heart conversations with prisoners.
Of course. But you did know Maxine Daniels in Queensland, didn't you?
Yes, I knew her. She and her cronies caused more trouble in Bogger Road than all the other inmates put together. I don't think there was one officer that they didn't try to discredit.
I see. You realize I will have to check this story for myself.
Of course. But you won't find a word about it on my file.
I know, but for my own peace of mind, I'm checking with the governor up there. I'm expecting him to ring me back tomorrow morning.
Good. I'm sure he'll be able to reassure you, Governor.
Thank you. That will be all. Oh, Miss Ferguson. I would appreciate it if you kept your distance from Hannah Simpson.
Very well.
What do you reckon they'll do to Fergo then, babe? You think they'll get rid of her?
Well, Davo's pretty fair and she doesn't like her officers playing up. I wouldn't be surprised if Ferguson just disappeared.
Fancy Maxie knowing all about it and not telling us.
Well, he could look after number one and she wasn't exactly one of us, was she?
No, I suppose not.
Want a word with you, Simpson?
I've got nothing to say to you now. Let me go. Hey, what's going
I
on?
wasn't talking to you, Smith. Get moving.
Why? So you can take Hannah to some dark corner and bash her like you did Chrissy.
Warning you, Smith. Get moving, the lot of you.
Whatever you've got to say to me, you can say in front of them.
I'll decide that. Get your filthy hands off me.
We're staying right here, Ferguson. And you had better stay where we can see you. Because if you don't, we'll scream our tits off. And we'll do the same if you lay one hand on Hannah.
You stupid little bitch. Why did you tell the governor?
What's the matter, Miss Ferguson? Your past finally catching up with you?
You don't think for 1 minute she believed you, do you? Oh, you don't know when you're well off. You won't always have that bunch of cretins around to protect you.
Hey, Doreen, how about giving us a hand for about 5 minutes today?
Oh, yeah, sorry, V. It's just all these bets. Everybody's gone mad. They're betting on every no-hoper on the card, and I am going to make a fortune today.
Hey, Dawn, here we are. Last lot. Maternity.
Oh, thanks, Lizzie. It's true. Have a look at this. $2 on Kingdom Folly. I can run faster than that.
All right, keep it down, just because you're raking it in. No need to let you know who in on it.
Oh, don't worry. As far as she's concerned, nobody has had a bet today.
Oh, it's screwed.
Hey, birds, outside.
Yes, Miss Ferguson. I haven't worked it out yet, Miss Ferguson, but it's not much, because nobody seems too interested today. How come you didn't want me to leave it behind the fire extinguisher? Hey,
I'll have that, Burns, and the rest.
what do you mean the rest? That's all there is.
Do you want me to search you?
No. Look, how do you expect me to run a book if I haven't got any cash?
Hand it over.
All right. Here it is. Well, you can stick your bloody book. I'm not taking bets for you anymore.
You're dead right. Because you won't be here.
No, not another transfer. Where are they Shanghai me to this time?
You're not being shanghaied. You're being released.
What?
As from now, your sentence is over. You're going out those gates, hopefully never to be seen again.
Can't see what bloody harm it'd do if I just said goodbye to me mates.
Stop whinging, Burns. You're lucky to be getting out at all.
Yeah, I am. And at least I'll be getting away from bent screws.
Go on, get out. You'll probably be back before the end of the day.
Won't be back while you're here.
We'll see. You'll get tired of sleeping under railway bridges.
Yeah, that's true. Suppose it's a pity I sold my house. Yet with 70 grand in the bank, I got enough for a hotel for a few days.
Yes?
Pardon me. I wonder if I could see my daughter.
Have you an appointment for the visit?
No,
Name of prisoner.
Simpson. Hannah Simpson?
Right. Come with me.
Right where you are. It was a neat little trick you pulled on Doreen.
What's it to do with you, Smith?
It wouldn't have hurt you to tell her she was going. She could at least have said goodbye.
She's out, isn't she? What more do you want? Besides, you lot would have organised little messages to go out with her.
I don't suppose she left any money behind for us, did she? Returning our bets?
Money? Bets? What are you talking about? There's no such thing as a prison bookmaker. You should know that.
Yeah. Stupid of me. I forgot.
You're sailing bloody close to the wind, Ferguson. And when Mrs. Davison checks up on Queensland, you're a goner.
She already has, Smith. And the governor up there gave her the truth. Lovely man. More like a friend than a boss. So, with all that nasty business out of the way, the department saw no reason not to give me these.
You're joking.
Of course not. My probationary period down here is over. The promotion was automatic. So it's now Senior Officer Ferguson. And you'd better believe it. Come on, everybody out. Come on, you two, the bell's gone. I said get out of that bed. Come on, Latham. Shift yourself, and that's an order. Oh, so this is another one of your stupid little games, is it? Right. I'll get the others moving, and then we'll see about it. Get out of those beds this minute!
Well, what's happening? Why aren't they out of their cells?
It would appear that they're on strike. I can't get any of them to budge.
Well, we'll see about that. Go and get some help. If there's enough of us, they'll move, or we'll carry them. Well, good morning, ladies. Now, what's all this nonsense? Get out of those beds. Get to the showers immediately.
Certainly, Mrs. Powell. Whatever you say, Mrs. Powell.
All right, line up. I said move.
Don't look now, but you should see her face. We're really getting to her.
You may be dumb, but you're certainly not deaf. Now do as you're told.
What's all this? The women should be out of here by now.
More silly games?
That's right. They refuse to obey an order.
All right, everyone. The bell went some time ago. Would you leave your places and get to work? What was all that about?
Oh, I'd say somebody's been sent to Coventry.
Yeah, we got her now, girls, haven't we? Once Davo finds out what's going on, well, she's going to have to give Ferguson the big A, isn't she?
Well, let's not get too confident. We might have to keep this up for weeks before we finally convince them we really mean business.
Yeah, Hannah's right. We have to show the department we are not just out to cause trouble, which means we really have to suck up to the other screws. If they tell us to jump through a hoop, we jump like good little girls, no questions asked. But we don't lift a finger for Ferguson, no matter what bait she dangles.
You think she might try and bribe us, Beck?
Wouldn't put it past her, but she can't bash the lot of us. Then she's got to do something to get us on side.
What about our betting money? You're not going to let her get away with that, are you?
Well, if we've got any better ideas, you can't go whinging to the other screws about that without dobbing ourselves in.
I'm afraid we'll have to write it off to experience. Besides, if this works, it'll be worth it.
That's easy for you to say. She's got a lot of my money. Here, maybe we could use that dough as a way of bargaining with her.
I have just got through telling you we are not taking any bribes. No one talks to Ferguson about anything, not even the weather. Have you got that?
Yeah, all right. Keep your hair on.
OK, come on, back to work. I don't want to give Po-Face any excuse to complain.
You're not going anywhere, Latham, until you tell me what's going on around here. Answer me, you bitch.
Ain't you worked it out yet? As far as we're concerned, you're dead. And we can't take orders from a dead screw now, can we?
You'll never get away with it. The other officers
The other officers are going to think we're darling little angels who do everything that we're told. But you're history, lady.
It won't work. The women will back down eventually.
Pigs they will. Bee's not letting anyone back down. If you want to get off the hook, you're going to have to make peace with her, aren't you?
Meaning what?
Meaning that I might be able to do a little deal for you.
You? I wouldn't trust you as far as I could throw you. I'll deal with Smith direct.
No, she don't want to talk to you. She's asked me to sort it out. You just give us back the money you took from Dor and we'll call the whole thing off, eh?
You must be mad. Do you think I'd let myself be put in a position to be blackmailed by scum like you? You tell Smith, no deals. I'll meet her head on.
Okie dokie. Suit yourself. Only it's not going to take the other screws long to work out that you're useless around here, is it? And when they do, they're going to boot you out of here so fast, it's going to make your little head spin. And we're all going to be there to wave ta-da. Ta-da.
One thing is certain, though. Right or wrong, we have got to re-establish Joan's authority with the women. If we can't, she's in a very precarious position.
Yes, I thought of that. If this keeps up, I doubt whether the department will want to keep her on.
Oh, Mrs. Morris, I wanted to talk to you for a moment.
I'm sorry, I'm running late.
Look, you're the union rep. Now, you know the trouble that I'm having with the women. I need to know that the other officers will back me up.
You're not seriously asking for union support.
Of course I am.
But the union is there to support legitimate claims. And from what I've heard today, you don't come under that heading.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about race winnings belonging to the women that you stole from Doreen Burns.
It's absolute nonsense. Who told you that?
Burns told me herself.
And you'd take her word over mine? Oh, honestly, do you think I'd risk my entire career for the sake of a few dollars? Now, you know that the women are out to get me, and they'll do anything to discredit me.
And it seems to me they don't have to try very hard. Very well. I shall put your request for union support to the members, but only because it is my job to do so. Personally, I'd like to see you out of Wentworth, right now.
Latham, outside. I want to talk to you. Latham, next time the bruises won't show. Don't you ignore me. I want to speak to you in private now.
Now, what's going on? Have you a smoker or something? How about some more sheets?
Unless you'd like me to speak to Smith about that little matter we discussed earlier.
She do that? She's blowing the whole damn thing for us.
That two-faced little bitch would turn her own kid in if she thought there was something in it for her. As much as I finish with her, she's going to think that the bashing Ferguson gave her was just a warm-up for the main event.
You said this morning that Smith told you to arrange a deal. Is that still on?
Yeah, but we ain't making a move till we've seen our money.
And then Smith will call off this ridiculous boycott.
Well, let me put it this way. I can guarantee you haven't got to open hell unless we see our money.
Right. There. Now you've got what you want. You get those women off my back, understand?
Don't you worry, Miss Ferguson. I can safely say that Bee's going to get those women to leave you right alone from now on.
That's all I want from you lot. Now get back to work.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Well, she looks pretty pleased with herself, doesn't she?
Soon fix that, all right, you selfish bitch. What have you got going with Ferguson?
Oh, she just wanted to give us a little present, that's all.
Betting money? How in the hell did you get that?
I'll give you 3 guesses, and what did you promise in return, as if I didn't know?
Well, what do you think? I told her the boycott was dropped.
Oh, how could you,
You
Chrissy?
stupid slut, I should break your neck.
Hang on. I told her the boycott was off. And I'm not the top dog, am I? You are. And if you tell them all to continue with it, well, there's not much I can do about it, is there?
Are you trying to tell me you planned?
And is it my fault if the women listen to you and not me? Here, you better hand this out before I get itchy fingers.
Well, I'll be buggered. I wouldn't have believed you had it in you.
Yes, but why did you do it? She'll kill you, you know.
Well, Bea, she's always thinking the worst of me, isn't she? She's usually right and all. OK, so I'm always out for number 1 in this nut house. Well, you gotta be, haven't you? But I wouldn't do nothing to help that Ferguson bitch. I ate her guts more than the rest of you lot put together, didn't I?
OK, girls, the boycott is right back on. And Miss Ferguson is kindly paying us to ignore her. Come and get your money. I believe you were owed 50, Chrissy.
And as you know, Officer Ferguson has had troubles in the past with the women. Now, the point you have to decide is, should an officer be penalised for being overzealous in his or her position?
There is a point I would like to make, Meg.
Yes, certainly.
Yes, sure. It's true. The women resent a strict disciplinarian. Now, maybe they have a grievance, I don't know. But you see, that is not our main problem. The thing is, if we don't close ranks behind Joan now, they're going to think they've won, and any one of us could be the next victim.
Right, are there any questions? No?
Well, then, I propose the union gives its full and undivided support to Joan Ferguson.
Seconded? Right, seconded by Gail Ward. All those in favour? Against? The motion's carried. I'd like you to make a note in the minutes that the only vote against the motion was made by myself.
Thanks for the support. I really appreciate it.
I didn't do it for you personally. I'm only interested in what's good for Wentworth.
Yeah, well, with a bit of luck, you won't have to follow it through. I think I've got the problem solved now without anybody's help.
Oh, thank God for that. I thought today was going to last forever.
Here, now we got our money back. Anyone fancy a little game of poker tonight? 20 cents the limit?
Well, not me. I don't wash my hair and hit the sack early. I'm buggered.
Me too.
Oh, bloody great company you lot turned out to be, I don't think.
All right, now that we've finished playing games, let's see how quickly you can move out. All right, what is this? The joke's over. Now get moving.
Hurry it up, all of you. We haven't got all night.
What are you playing at, Latham? We had a deal.
You believed me? Oh, Miss Ferguson, I'm touched. I really am touched. You want to be careful who you can trust, though. Everybody knows I'm a born liar. I couldn't even lay straight in bed.
I gave you the betting money.
Betting money? Didn't you tell me that there was no such thing as betting money in Wentworth?
Latham, we're waiting for you.
And it's aces on the up.
Oh, I still don't understand this game.
You don't have to, you just put your money in.
Well, I hope all this merriment means you've finally come to your senses. Righto, you've made your point. How long do you think you can keep this nonsense up?
How about serving me another nice hand like that, AP?
I think I've had enough. I can wash my hair again.
You know what I'd like? A real nice cup of tea.
Oh, Lizzie, I'd be in on that.
You can't win, you know. That isn't how the system works. But I can wait. And you've got all the time in the world.
You know, Lizzie, I wouldn't mind a nice cup of tea either.
Oh, yes, Simpson. Of course, you're behind all this. Get outside. Move. All right, we'll do this the hard way. Well, thank you very much, Smith. You've given me something to really live for. And I'm going to enjoy it.
Essential we get the women to recognise Miss Ferguson's authority without further delay. Is everyone in agreement?
The union voted to take whatever action is necessary to support Miss Ferguson, Mrs. Davidson.
Good. Then let's hope we get the matter settled peacefully.
So you think they might resort to violence?
Well, it's a possibility. I should think they'll have some backup plan.
There's a lot of whispering going on in the dining room over lunch. I think they're planning something for the afternoon exercise period.
Could be another riot.
Well, they'll come off second best if they try something like that.
Of course, I want you to take every precaution. Use force if absolutely necessary. But I will not tolerate any unwarranted violence. Is that understood?
Yes, Governor.
We have to face facts. Davo isn't going to listen to us, nor are the screws or the department. So we're on our own. And we have to decide if we can hack it.
Well, make up your mind. It's getting bloody nippy out here.
Yeah, B, what can they do to us? I mean, you know, if we keep on with it.
Our pal's already threatened to lock us in our cells and throw away the key, and Davo muttered something about forcing us to obey. You know, the usual garbage.
I reckon we ought to keep going now we're started, otherwise we look bloody silly.
Yeah, I think Lizzie's right. It's the only way we've got of showing we can take non-violent action. But you've all got to make up your own minds. It's not up to me.
Yes, it is. You're top dog.
Course it is. What do you lot reckon?
What's happening?
Getting rather vocal, Governor.
Right, I think it's time we took some precautions. Mrs. Powell, take 2 officers with you to the armory and issue some batons.
Right, come on.
Surely it won't come to that.
I don't know, but if they see a show of strength, it might make them think twice.
Hey, why don't you lay up the weeds for a while?
Oh, it's not the fag, it's the bloody wind. It's getting down on me chest.
Yeah, B, cop that lot.
Oh, it must be more dangerous than we thought. Okay, you lot. If the freak comes out, we stay put until Davo sends someone else to get us, okay?
Miss Ferguson, escort the women back to work.
You are all to return to the main building at once.
An officer has given you an order. I expect you to obey it immediately.
I've already told you how we feel. Send another officer, and we'd be happy to go in.
That is my decision to make, not yours, Smith. Until such time as you are prepared to do precisely what Miss Ferguson tells you, you can stay exactly where you are.
Ferguson, you're wasting your time. No one's going to do anything for you anymore. You want to know why? Because you don't exist anymore.
Ferguson? Who is she? I never heard of her.
Come on, Mrs. Morris. Just give us the order and we can all go inside. We ain't got nothing against you.
Yeah, you must be awful tired just standing there.
Oh, just give us the word. Don't take no notice of her.
Come on, shut up, you lot. I'm the only one who gives a word around here, and we go inside when I say so.
I'm just letting them know that Ferguson's finished, that's all.
Think so? Take a look at her. She'll stand there all week if she has to.
Yeah, well, she will, but the others won't.
They will if we get up their noses enough. Now just cool it.
Look, they know that we're right, and they know she's a bent screw.
Do you think they're going to admit that to us? Let's all keep quiet, the lot of you. It'll wear them down a lot faster.
Yeah, not fast enough.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Look, we're not prepared for all this. It's getting dark and cold. We've got no food either. Look, if all you can think about is your stomachs... Here, Mouse, come here. Look, she's got biscuits and I've got a bit of chocolate.
Look, I'm just stating facts, that's all. We should have been better organised.
The only fact that needs stating is that we are going to win. There's no way we're going inside on Ferguson's say-so. Cold, hungry, or whatever, we are not giving in to Ferguson. Now, have you got that?
You say so, Vic?
Any change?
No, they're getting restless. Won't be long now.
Does anyone need to be relieved?
You'd better ask them that, Mrs. Powell.
What about you?
I'm not going anywhere until those women are back in their cells.
Chrissy, we're going to spread the dish. Come on. Come on, you lot me a lot of fire. This will warm you up, does it? Yeah. I'd like a good fire, eh, girl?
Yeah. Hey, we brought the snacks. Oh, shut up. I'm hungry enough as it is.
Yeah. All we need is a spit. We got the pig over there.
Yeah, Ferguson looked good with an apple in her mouth. Yeah. Almost human.
Steve?
Bastard! Can't you see you're playing right into Ferguson's hands? She's trying to stampede us.
Well, I can't see the point of going on. Look at us. We're all going to get bloody pneumonia if we stay out here.
We are not beaten yet.
Well, let's get her. Let's get Ferguson. If we start a riot, we'll lose everything. It'll be us versus all of them and not just Ferguson. Well, I can't see the point of staying out here. Not now.
We're not beaten yet. Now, will you stop shouting and start thinking? You're standing like a lot of wet sheep. Wet clothes or not, we are going to stick it out. This may be the best chance we'll ever get. Lizzie, you haven't put your 2 bobs worth in yet.
Oh, I'm all right, Bea. I'll do whatever you say.
They've quietened down. Reckon they'll last much longer?
No. They're wet and cold, and I reckon it's going to be a pretty chilly night.
Smith's tough. She'll stick it out as long as she can.
I know the B. Smiths of this world. She may be tough, but she's got to look after her followers. It's no good if they're freezing to death. She's got nowhere to go, and she knows it.
B, come here. Listen, I'm not suggesting we give it away for good, but there's no way we're going to win. Look, it's getting colder, we're all freezing to death, and if you don't watch it, a couple of the women are going to get really sick. Look at poor Lizzie. I mean, how can you expect her to go on with it? We can do it again another time, but let's be a little more prepared, eh?
Lose a battle, win a war, eh?
Well, it has been done before.
Yeah, well, I could do with a hot cup of tea anyway. Okay, you lot, gather round.
Just about now, I'd say. When you're ready, ladies.
The women are all locked in their cells, Mrs. Davison.
What sort of mood are they in now?
Subdued, I suppose, would be the best description.
I see. Well, I'd like a word with B. Smith before I go home. Would you fetch her for me, please?
Right.
Am I free to go now, Governor? I finished my shift 7 minutes ago.
In a minute, Miss Ferguson. I would like to discuss this matter with you.
Oh?
In view of what has happened, I think it might be a good idea if you were to relax your authority a little. Don't push the women too hard.
Is this an official reprimand?
I just want to avoid any further trouble, that is all.
Even if it means ignoring infringements of the rules?
Of course not. I was referring to your relationship with the women. After an episode such as this, it is obvious that something is wrong, and it is my job to find out what it is.
With all due respect, Governor, I don't see myself here to win any popularity contest.
No one is suggesting that you are.
Governor, I make the women toe the line. They resent that. It's to be expected, but it shows that I'm doing my job. That's why they staged this little strike of theirs. The fact that it didn't come off and I haven't been shown the door is probably the best lesson they'll ever learn.
Miss Ferguson, no one is questioning your efficiency. As I said before, I just want to avoid any further trouble.
So do I. So it's up to the women then, isn't it? Morning.
Good morning.
All quiet on the Western Front?
Yeah, so far so good.
Morning. Mr. Faulkner, would you do dining room duty, please? Jill Radcliffe's sick. She won't be in.
Sure.
And I'd like you to join him. I think there should be 2 officers there. Things are still a little tense, as you can well imagine.
Yes, Mrs. Powell.
One other thing.
Yes?
Your report on yesterday's incident.
Oh, you'll have it this afternoon.
No. That's fine. It's just as you know, the department is anxious to see it.
Yes.
Well, I think the details should be played down a little. Not made to look like a major disturbance. They can get the wrong idea. Know what I mean?
Yes, I think I understand you.
Well, if it isn't the junior fireman.
Didn't recognise him without his hose.
Perhaps he's had his water cut off.
There, I've worked it out. Girls, he likes to see women all wet.
All right, ladies, let's kill the water joke, shall we?
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Faulkner. Mind you, last night was the first time that Babs had been near water for 3 weeks. Some of us are very grateful.
She's coming.
Ready?
Okay, go! What's going on here? What does it look like, Ferguson? You remove those tables at once!
What did she say? Why, could you find out? My ears, it's full of water.
Mr. Faulkner, sound the alarm and notify Mrs. Powell.
Oh, don't worry, Ferguson, we're not going anywhere.
You are, though, right out the front bloody gate, and you're not coming back.
Good riddance.
The women have barricaded themselves in. Oh, the gate's locked. No one's been hurt. There's nothing we can do but stand by.
God, I wish they'd turn that bloody siren off.
Hey, good trick. You bend spoons too?
Looks like someone up there's on our side for a change.
Let's hope so. So far, so good, huh?
Yeah. Wonder how Lizzie and Mouse are doing out in the kitchen. It won't be long before the screws twig and turn the gas off.
Hello, Latham.
What you looking at? See this? Plenty more. You're wasting your time standing there, Ferguson. You've had it.
Do you think so?
Why don't you just pack your bags and stod off back to Queensland, you great bloody toad?
I'd watch my mouth if I were you, Latham. You'll be out of there shortly, and I'll be waiting for you.
Oh, I'm scared to death.
Oh, Chrissy, quit baiting her. There's no point. Let her stew. Hey, Lizzie, you look awful. You taking anything for that cold?
I took a couple of tablets this morning.
You're burning up.
Stop fussing. I'm all right. It's just the kitchen.
Yeah, all right. Well, you sit down here and take it easy. Ronnie can give Mouse a hand out there.
No point, please. Just turn the gas off.
How much did you get done?
Well, there was stew on the go anyway, and we did some snags and boiled some eggs, and there's plenty of cold tin stuff.
Oh, did you hear that, girls? We're not going to go hungry. And we're not going to get wet. This time we can't lose.
What do you want?
Get Simpson over here. It's important.
It's okay, Mouse. What do you want?
You've got a court appearance today, in case you've forgotten. The police are waiting for you now. Well?
Give me a minute.
That puts a spanner in their solidarity, doesn't it?
Well, you can't quit now. We've all got to stick together.
I know.
It's probably just a trick to get you out of here.
No, there's no trick. I had forgotten all about it.
Well, it don't make no difference. Anyone who leaves this room is a traitor.
Give it a rest, Chrissy. This is important.
So is what we're trying to do in here important.
Hannah is not denying that, but she isn't thinking of herself.
Chrissy, I had a deal arranged for my mother. If I didn't drag the Ludlow name through court, they were going to pay for Mother going to a nursing home, look after her till she was better.
So go to court later. It's the same deal, innit?
It could take months to set up another appearance.
Well, we've all had to wait before. That's nothing new.
I can wait. My mother can't, Chrissy.
Any bloody excuse.
If you don't shut up, Chrissy, I'll knuckle you in a minute. Now, listen, she is not thinking of herself. She's thinking of her mother the same as any of us would in the same position. Hannah doesn't want to go, and I don't want her to go either. But she's going to have to, OK? Yeah. All right? All right. Now, come on, Hannah.
Good luck, love.
Thanks. Yeah, you too, eh?
All right, Mr. Faulkner, she's coming through. We won't try anything stupid as long as you don't. Get that out of the way, Mouse. Come on.
Good luck, Hannah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Thanks, B.
I wouldn't count on seeing my friends again, Simpson, because after your trial, you'll be in the pound, all alone.
If anything happens to her, Ferguson...
You'll what, Smith? Take her to reception and give her to the police. One down, 11 to go.
Hey, Lizzie, taking your heart pills today? I didn't ask you if you were okay. I asked if you'd taken your pills.
I haven't got them.
What?
I left them in my cell.
Oh,
Lizzie.
Officer Barfield.
What do you want, Smith?
Officer Barfield. Lizzie's left her pills in her cell. Could you get them for us, please?
First we let Simpson out, and now Birdsworth wants her pill.
That's what I said.
Feeling poorly, is she?
Not the best.
Well, it's quite simple then. You call off this stupid business, and we can all go and get Birdsworth's medication for her. Did you hear what I said, Smith?
So you won't get them?
No.
Ferguson, she needs them.
Then she should have remembered them. Some strike. You can't even remember the basics. You're pathetic, the lot of you.
Babe, what's up with Lizzie? She sounds funny.
Yeah. Hey, Lizzie. Crying. Lizzie? Lizzie? Come on, love. Lizzie. Chrissy, take care of her. Ferguson!
Are you addressing me,
You
Smith?
have to get a doctor. Lizzie's sick.
Seems I've heard that one before.
I'm telling you the truth.
How sick?
She's having trouble breathing and I can't wake her up. Will you please get a doctor?
Does this mean you're ready to give up?
It means Lizzie needs medical attention. Oh, Mr. Faulkner, Lizzie's really sick. I'm worried about her. Could you please get a doctor?
There will be no doctor until you women are ready to come out of the dining room.
But if she's ill...
Mr. Faulkner, the governor's instructions were that the women were only to obey my orders or none at all.
Well, you let Hannah out. Let Lizzie out.
That was a legal matter. The police were here to get her. This is entirely different.
Ferguson, please, let her out. She could die.
No. If you insist on staying in there, and Birdsworth is in danger of dying, then the decision's entirely yours, isn't it?
You got a minute? I think you're going too far. We've got to get medical assistance.
I'll be the best judge of that.
Smith is not a panic merchant. If she says there's something wrong with Lizzie...
Smith is a troublemaker, and so is Birdsworth.
She's an old woman.
She's also a convicted criminal. And you're forgetting that Mrs. Davidson specifically left me in charge of this, Mr. Faulkner.
Not the risk of somebody's life. I'm going to get a doctor.
Ferguson! Are we getting that doctor or not?
You know what my conditions are, Smith. A doctor will be called when you come out, and not a minute sooner.
You warped, sadistic bitch. You let someone die just to prove you're a miserable point.
I've also instructed Mr. Faulkner to finish work for the evening, and I intend doing the same. By the way, Smith, if you change your mind, I'll be in at 7 in the morning.
Give Joan a hand with the woman, will you?
Why's there trouble?
No, but I think somebody should be there.
Oh, I'll go. Who are you ringing?
The doctor for Lizzie. Oh, damn, she's engaged.
Is she really sick, or is this just another of her charades?
I don't think we can take the risk.
What, she asked for heart pills?
Oh, hell, I forgot all about her crook heart. I thought it was something to do with the cold she was getting.
Look, I know where she keeps them. Forget the doctor. Ring an ambulance.
You said you'd take care of Lizzie as soon as the barricade was down.
Smith first. The rest of you stand back.
Oh,
Right, Mrs. Barry, take Smith to solitary.
what the hell's going on now?
A civil tongue, Smith.
The point of this exercise was to get medical attention for Lizzie.
Then the sooner you get moving, the sooner she gets
But
help.
what about Lizzie?
Come on, Smith.
What about Lizzie? You...
The ambulance is on its way. Meg's getting some medication for Lizzie. Did you know she took heart pills?
I really can't remember.
How is she?
I hope for Ferguson's sake that Lizzie don't die.
Just hope these are the right ones. Get me some water, nurse. It's going to be all right, Lizzie.
If Lizzie dies, there's going to be big troubles in Wentworth.
Now, let me tell you something. Smith caved in the moment she realised that I was serious. If she knew that a doctor was coming, there's no telling where this situation might have led.
That's not the point, and you know it. You were prepared to put Lizzie's life on the line.
Well, I think that the results prove just which action was the best to take. Well, I'm going home. I don't think you'll have any more trouble with the prisoners. Your name is Donna Mary Mason, is that correct?
Yeah.
Speak up, Mason.
Yes.
And you are charged as follows: violating probation, prostitution, and possession of narcotic substances, and remanded in custody. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And your name is Hannah Dale Simpson, is that correct?
Yes.
And you are charged as follows: that you did rob the Ludlow Manufacturing Company of $102,700 while armed with a firearm, breach of prison, conspiracy to escape from lawful imprisonment, and accessory to wounding with intent to murder.
Yes, well, we've heard it all before, haven't we?
And remanded in custody awaiting sentence. Is that correct?
It is.
You've changed, Simpson. You used to be quite different.
If I have, you're probably responsible for it.
Get to the showers, both of you. Well, well, back to normal, Smith. Whatever that is for you. Hello, Mason. Get over there and help Trap. Simpson, start on the folding and sorting. On the other hand, I think Smith should be doing the folding and sorting. And whatever else I tell you to do. Your cooperation is commendable, Smith. Righto, Simpson, get on the press.
You heard what she said.
Not at work, Simpson?
I got permission from Mrs. Powell to organise a few of my things.
Well, you, seem to be working very hard for Mrs. Powell's approval.
I asked, she let me do it. It's not against regulations, you know.
Pity, you know. Things could have been quite different for you in here.
You mean for you, don't you?
No. Because when you're a prisoner in here, Simpson, you can't control what happens to you. But I can. And I intend to do so. Got a little surprise in store for you, Simpson.
After examining the reports on last night's incident, I have come to the conclusion you could have taken a much more flexible approach, Miss Ferguson.
You know me, Governor. I like to play things by the book.
Yes, and we could have lost a prisoner over it.
Fact is, we didn't. But we could have had a lot of trouble on our hands if she'd been faking.
Surely you could have seen how bad she was.
Mrs. Morris.
I'm sorry.
Look, I'm not a doctor. I base my decisions on the prisoner's own conduct.
What do you mean?
Well, look, if Smith had been genuinely concerned for Birdsworth, she'd have called the whole thing off. When she saw that I was serious, well, the threat of any further action disappeared.
Oh, does anyone else have anything to say about last night? Then the only other business will be the Hannah Simpson classification. Does anyone have any thoughts about that?
Yes. I think she should be reclassified and sent to a low-security prison farm.
Mrs. Powell?
Yes, I agree.
Miss Ferguson?
I agree, too.
I thought you'd be in favour of retaining her under maximum security.
Simpson was a trouble here because she tried to escape. She tried to escape to get her hands on the money from the robbery. Now that that's not there, well, she's no longer a problem to us.
Then I shall recommend Barnhurst.
And for my money, the sooner she's out of here, the better.
Well, I think that's all, thank you. Miss Ferguson, could you wait a moment, please?
Certainly, Governor.
There is just one thing about the events of the last couple of days I would like you to remember. The protest was against you personally. Why do you think it happened?
Because
You may speak freely.
Because a lot of women in here are treated as if they're at a holiday camp instead of a penal institution.
It may have seemed like that to you sometimes, but I would urge you to keep in mind we are endeavoring to rehabilitate the prisoners. If you do, you might find that a lot of your troubles with the women will disappear.
Keeping busy, Smith?
I manage.
I've worked something out. Follow me. Can I go to the toilet, Miss Ferguson?
Yes. Actually, it was Simpson I came to see.
Ooh, lucky Simpson.
You're being transferred to Barnhurst, Simpson.
Really?
Can I go to the toilet, please?
Oh, all right, go on. Yes, you're to pack your things after the evening meal and be ready to leave straight away.
Excuse me, Miss Ferguson.
Yes, Smith.
I'd like to go to the toilet too, please.
Oh, what is this? A bladder epidemic? Can wait till the others get back.
Come on, at least you got fair warning about your transfer. Not like when Doreen left and we had no idea.
I think she'll be glad to see the back of me. What do you think, Bea?
Huh? Yeah, she probably is.